You don't have
Sure.
to worry about formality.
Okay. Well, Billy, what's going on is I've taken out a full-page ad in the newspaper, the Toronto Star. It had a picture of my son, and it said, "Dear Mr. McGinty, my son is dead." I wanted to, be dramatic in the ad and have it really hit home. And I think McGinty, being a father, really understood the ad. He addressed the ad in a Canadian press release that they are going to be making changes. It may be to appease me. It could be because he understands I'm getting a lot of media. I'm getting a lot of support from the press, and that's, again, helping as well. The petition is over 4,400 names right now. Can I be transferred to Scott Kelly in the studio, please? Oh, hi, Sean Kelly, please. Oh, hi, Sean. Tim Mulcahy calling. How are you? Yeah, no problem. Am I on at the right time? He wants me to recant the whole story. Obviously, continuing to rehash this is a very emotional thing, and it is wearing on me. I have to admit that it is wearing on me, and it's sometimes I think, should I continue to do this? But every single time I wake up and get more signatures on the petition and get more positive comments from people about doing this, that gives me the courage to keep going. I'm not looking for sympathy for myself. I am a grieving parent. My grief's not going to go away. I do obviously feel responsible for the deaths of the other boys. That's not going to go away. How can it go away? Your son's responsible, and in a way, I'm responsible for the death of two other boys. Those two things are never going to go away. The grief or the feeling of responsibility, that's not going to go away. The reason that I'm making the change is because I want the accident, I want the death to make a difference. That's why I'm doing it. Him and two of his friends were killed. He was driving, and I spoke to people who witnessed the accident and also to his girlfriend who was in the car, who did manage to somehow swim out of the car after it went into the water. And she recanted the whole story to me, from what happened that day, how it turned into, started off as, maybe the best day of the summer and turned into a nightmare. And, still is a nightmare, obviously, for the families involved. For the first month, after the accident, I was pretty well in shock, but about a month in, I started, reviewing the potential causes of the accident and how those causes could perhaps be addressed, what could have made a difference. People with a lot of energy and a lot of love of life often feel invincible and will push the rules. Making young drivers have more respect for the speeding laws would certainly be one way. Perhaps young drivers would have more respect for the road and gain better respect for the rules. I think it'll make a huge difference.
As a father, you want to do something, but you can't do something because it already happened. But is this your way of trying to do something?
It is my way of trying to do something. I mean, I just do not want kids to die this way anymore, and I don't want to see families grieve like this anymore. And I feel that the logic that I've come up with is the right logic. I can't put this out of my head. I can't put Tyler's death out of my head. A day doesn't go by where the grief isn't strong. Saving other lives is the only positive thing that can come out of this. Everything else is negative. We need to help get these kids through these ages by having stricter laws. And I truly feel that if the speeding law had been in place, Tyler wouldn't have had a license and the accident wouldn't have occurred. That to me is the number one factor that could be controlled by a law change.
You're an easy target. You put yourself out there and, with these things that you could have done and what everybody could have said, did you think that maybe you should just lay low or?
I think about it all the time. I think about, okay, I am a target here. I am getting a lot of, negative press. But then I look on the petition and I look at all the positive responses and all the positive things, and thank you for doing this. I'm still going to push for the law change.
it.